What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon back at you, another one, and we are talking from one of my favorite television shows, especially of this year. Without a shadow of a doubt, I would say top 3 show of this year, without a shadow of a doubt. I can't see it being any lower than 3. And as always, I'm rocking with my podcast partner for the usual suspect, Phil the Issues Guy. What's going on?
Great to be here, Tony, and great to talk about From again. I agree, especially if we're talking new series. It's that and Severance 1 and 1A.
Yes.
I think those 2 shows are the 2 best new shows, and then I would throw in Better Call Saul in there into the category of another great show. I assume those were the 3 you were talking about.
Yeah, those are the top 3 shows that I've watched this year, without a doubt. And the new shows, it's this and Severance. I mean, they're 2 different type shows. You know what I mean? Night and day. But, and good for their own reasons. You know what I mean? But without a shadow of a doubt, those are the 2 top shows out there. I don't know how many people are interested in From during the off season, but we do have some news about From, and we're going to get into that news and everything else. And we're going to do that right after this. What up to my thugs, nerds, freaks, and geeks? You're now rocking with the best of Don Tony Teflon. As always, click that bell right after you subscribe so that you can be notified every time we go live talking about all the things you like. From is one of the shows. And now, always, this is a call-in live stream. The number is on the bottom of the crawl. It's 781-990-8509. We want to hear from you. Make sure that you call in and listen. We've got a couple of people here that want to talk From, and that's very interesting. That been in this fandom for a little while, and I know how to judge a fandom, and a lot of it has to do in off-season people still interested in the show to see exactly how big this could be.
Yeah. It's absolutely true. And I think From is an interesting show for both of us. I didn't get an opportunity to cover it on my channel at the time that you were nice enough to invite me over here and told me about this show. But even on my channel during other shows, people showed up in the live chat to go, hey, when are you and Tony doing a From live stream? So we know it might not be quite as prime in people's eyes. I really hope that as soon as they announce a season 2 or show us a trailer, they do add From to Netflix or Hulu or Amazon, one of the big boys, so more people can catch up on this show. It is one of those shows, and Severance is as well, not meaning to just keep grouping these shows together. Not as many people have these they're tired of getting a new app. The next one, just to watch a singular show. So I think sometimes people don't get their eyes on these kind of shows till they get added to these bigger apps. So I think right now it's going to be interesting talking about From. We've had people that have stepped up here in Tony's stream and asked us to do this, and we're excited to talk about the show in the off season. But I think you're going to see more. I want them to add it to one of those platforms so you can see a whole new audience come into this and discover this show leading into season 2, because we just have the passionate fanboys, but so many people don't even know the show exists, Tony.
Yeah, I think Breaking Bad is the best example of how that could work in your favor. Breaking Bad was winning but the only thing was winning a lot of awards and everything, but no one was actually watching it until it went to Netflix. Then after people binge watched it on Netflix, so maybe it needs more than 1 season. Maybe Netflix says, hey, we're not willing to take 1 season. You got to give us 2-3 seasons so people can binge watch it.
Yeah,
maybe that's the case.
Good point.
You know what I mean? So it could be a situation like that, and that's the reason why. But, it's a great show. We got a bunch of people in here watching. Let's say we're up to the people we got. We got John Haymaker, who is a Teflon TV member. And you could be a member too. Go over to Teflon TV, sign up, become a member. It gives you a lot of perks and everything else. Jackie C is in the building rocking with us right now. We got Red Lipstick Club, who is a Teflon T. That's a
good name. Is that what your fans are called? The Teflon Tees?
You could say that. Teflon team member, what I was trying to say. Is a member. You know what I mean? So maybe listen, you could be a member too. Jackie C, I said you already, but let's say you again because I love you and everything else. Everybody else in here, what up to all you people? CA1983 in the building rocking with us and everything else. Dana is in the building rocking with it. Very excited to watch it. I'm excited too. All right, to get into this and stuff. So let's talk some From season 2 right about now. So Oop, wrong
When that
one.
works, if you're like going to the news, that was, I like that one though.
This one, we'll go with this one right here. That is the article we're going to go to. We're going to read this is from Deadline. And it says from Scott McCord up to series regular, 5 more casted for season 2 of From. So Scott McCord, if you don't know who that is, if you wonder who that is, that's Victor. That's the actor who plays Victor, and he is now on a series regular move, which is a big move, right, Phil?
Yeah, it's a huge move. And I think we're going to get into what it says later in this article, and we'll break apart this statement a little bit later, a little bit more. But it also says in this article, in season 2, hidden truths about the nature and the terrifying origins of the town begin to emerge. So I will read that. There's more to that. We'll get into a little bit later. But I think that shows how we're going to see more flashbacks with him, more seeing that other side of the island, seeing more him growing up, maybe. And I think him becoming a regular cast member is really huge for getting answers, I think, because I think he's more than any other character, he's one of the characters that can actually give us answers to what the hell's going on in Fromtown. So I'm excited to have him amp up his role, because there was at times in the show, Tony, in the first season where I wanted more from him. You'd see him walk by in the background or do something, and that was what he added to the scene or to the story. I wanted more exploration, and also where we end up at the end of the first season in the basement or in the hole in the ground, down in a hole. And it would make sense that Victor needs to be a main character if he's going to be guiding her through the underworld, so to speak.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Let's go into the article a little bit. 5 more added to the cast. We got 5 new people coming in to the cast. It says exclusive. Epix is expanding its series regular cast for the upcoming seasons, for the second season of its contemporary horror sci-fi series From. Scott McCord, who recurred as Victor in season 1, has been promoted to series regular for season 2. Additionally, Nathan D. Simmons from Diggstown, Kaylin Oham, I guess Oham, I don't know, from Hit and Run, Angela Moore from The Stand, AJ Simmons from Reacher, and Deborah Grove, and with an E, joins Harold Premier. How do you say Harold's last name?
Harold P. I've heard people say it, Tony, but I'm not sure. When we get him for an interview one day,
yeah,
we'll study for it.
Yeah,
Harold P. Boy.
As series regulars in the series from John Griffin and Lost alums Jack Benner and Jeff Pinkett will be on. So we have new characters. These are all the characters right here, clockwise from left to right. This is Deborah Grover right here. This is Angela Moore. I do believe this is Nathan D. Simmons. This is Kaylin Oham and AJ Simmons.
So right? Is the second one going to be what's her name's girlfriend on the bus? So
I think that no, that's going to be the second one.
Oh, I mean the second from the bottom. It's
either going to be one of these two.
Yeah, one of those two.
Now it would be if they made her a black woman. I could see them going that way. But we look for age-wise.
Yeah, that's why I said that one.
This woman right here is Kenny's girlfriend. That Kenny wants to be Kenny's girlfriend on the bus. I think that's who it's going to be. I think she's going to be the woman that comes and takes Kenny's woman from him. I told you Kenny wasn't getting paid off that. I told you a long time ago Kenny wasn't getting paid off that. Ain't no way he's going to get paid off that. And that's definitely what I think is going to happen, that she's coming in there and she's going to be Kenny's girl. I can't remember. No, I can't even remember her name. I know it. I just watched the series again, actually. The refresh. I watched the whole series within 2 weeks again. And I picked up on some new things in there, too, that I missed out the first time.
Speaking of old things, Tony, I don't want to scratch open a wound, but again, they make sure that they call it a sci-fi series. I haven't seen much sci-fi yet. And they keep mentioning sci-fi. I think more survivalist. I mean, where is the sci-fi in all of this? Quite yet. I mean, I guess
they're not calling it a North series, a North Sky
no. They're calling it
series,
a
right?
sci-fi series.
You don't see that over there, right? But we'll see.
I don't want to scratch open any wounds in the off season
I
here, but
want to get on these other channels.
oh,
already.
we have our first voicemail from the one and only, the amazing Anna from Red Lipstick Club. So let me know when you're ready.
I am ready for it.
Okay, let's go. And Anna, I way late, but we are still gonna. You, Tony, and I are gonna do a Only Murders in the Building season 2 podcast on my channel at some point. Hopefully, I did binge watch the season and I loved it. So here we go.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Phil. It's Anna, Red Lipstick Club. I had to call in. I'm so glad you guys are talking about this show. I loved it. Told all my friends about it. Hoping more of my friends will get on board so I'll have more people to talk to about it and maybe just kind of get some more like publicity out about this show. But anyway, I'm curious. I don't know if you guys are thinking about this or has anyone been talking about it, but I find it interesting that there's always only like one kid at a time that's in the town. So, for instance, when the first little girl was killed at the beginning of the first episode, she was the only little girl there. There were no other kids. And then when the new little boy came, he was by himself too. And I'm wondering if, I forget his name, the one that's the main character now, when he was at the town, I wonder if he was also the only kid. So I'm wondering what's the significance with maybe only having like one under 12-year-old, and also are only the kids the ones that can actually see the boy in white. So I don't know, curious to talk about it. You guys have a great night, miss you all. Bye.
Great. Yeah. So listen. So what she's saying is Victor was the only kid, and then the little girl who got killed was the only kid, and now Ethan is the only kid. Did we know if the little girl was able to see the boy in white? We don't know because she died too fast for us to find that out. But it's a good, but no, because oh my God, now I can't think of a name. I know I just watched this. It's just great. Like just literally watched it last night.
Did Sarah see the boy in white?
Sarah seen the boy in white. Like she was able to see him. Like she's the one he told her to go into the tree, and Sarah actually spoke to him, right? And he told him to go to put Boyd. Put Boyd up in the tree, right? So that's what I would say. But she has a different type of connection to the boy in white. So I think that it is a good theory that little kids can see the boy in white, but for some reason Sarah was able to communicate with the boy in white also. All right. In this thing it says in season 2, hidden truths about the nature and the terrifying origins of this town begin to emerge, even as life for its residents is plunged into chaos by the arrival of mysterious newcomers. The series regulars will portray the passengers on the mysterious bus that arrived at the town in the end of season 1. All right, so all these people we just seen, and now put that picture back up there, are all coming from the bus except for Victor.
Right, and there might be more too, but we know all of those will probably be our featured characters for
These are the ones that are series regulars.
And I'm not saying this because I as ragging on it per se, but I'm saying that it does if we're doing that Lost comparison. These guys are the tailies, and it seems like they're gonna have or the others, and we're gonna have a sort of I think it's interesting that they call them mysterious newcomers. If we're to assume that one of them is absolutely going to be Kenny's girlfriend, I think most of us just automatically assume that, but it could be a bus of strangers. It's certainly a possibility.
That's Kenny's woman that he wants.
I agree, Tony. I can't.
It has to be, because the one thing that people have to understand about this town is that all these people are in there are picked to be there. Mm-hmm. These aren't random people that just happen to be driving down the road. They selected everybody for a reason. There's a reason why everybody's there. When you look at Father Khatri, right? They communicated with him when he was about to kill himself, and they said no, and he thought it was God communicating with him. And that's when he got in his car and drove and wound up in the town. Yep. So he heard the voices first. He thought it was God talking to him. It ain't God. You know what I mean? And then he wound up there. So they pick the people that they want. You know what I mean? And that's just what it's going to. And that's just what it's
and
going
that
to.
raises the question of who, and again, I can't help but make Lost comparisons. Is there a Jacob and a Man in Black? Is there both sides? Is there the monsters or the dark side of there, and there's something attached to the boy in white that's fighting some good versus evil battle on the, I was gonna say on the island, but in the town. I'm not saying everything is one for one, but it does seem like they maybe are borrowing some of the themes from Lost. And that's a big one throughout the series of each side bringing different people to try to fight their own battle in a sort of in a campaign against each other without actually like a whisper campaign kind of thing. And one of the people were called the Whispers. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what if all of these people that come on this bus are a force of destruction in some kind, similar to the way the storm rolled in when they got the tower up.
Well, it says here, hidden truths about the nature of the, it said in season 2, hidden truths about the nature and terrifying origin of the town begin to emerge. So you're not going to get everything. You're just going to get a little bit about this town. A little bit.
The question is, though, will we get anything? Is this telling us we're going to get some answers? Because we're getting something. Answers.
We're getting something. And then it says right here, even as lifers residents plunge into chaos. I think the word plunge is important because I think they're going to be all underwater with the storm. And I think that's the way why they use the word plunge right there. I think it has to do with the storm going on there. I think they're going to be drowned out. It's going to be a whole big situation with them being drowned out and everything else. So, and all of that. Robert Lawson, we are going through the article with you. I will tell you everything that I can tell you, as soon as I can. We're going to take this one step at a time down this thing. Give me a chance, Robert. Give me a chance. But, I think that the flood, there's going to be a major flood. That's why I think plunge goes on. We've done the video where I showed all the pictures, and the pictures show that the town's going to be flooded from this storm. And I think that's what they're saying. People are going to be plunged, and that's going to be the problem this year. It'd be great to see everyone going around canoes and everything else like that. That's right. Shame Tony wasn't. Listen, Phil and I need to be in Colony House. We're going to make a pitch to get in Colony House, all right?
I'll tell you what she was actually talking about later. It's what we were talking about at the beginning part of the show.
Oh, all right. All right. But we're going to get it. And I would like to announce that next week, as long as everything goes up, we'll put us back up here while we talk about this stuff, and then we'll come back to the article. But as long as everything goes right, because right now they are shooting season 2, if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, we will have an interview with one of the cast members, a major cast member from the show from next week. All right. Next week. I think it'll be Wednesday. It'll be on Wednesday. So make sure that you're subscribed, you click that bell and everything else. And if you're a member, this person is going to take questions. Obviously, if you're a member, your questions are going to be taken first. You know what I mean? Without a shadow of a doubt. Thank you, Robert Lawson, for the super chat. Truly appreciate it, man. 100%.
But we know we can't tell you exactly who it is, because just in case it doesn't come together for whatever reason, because they're filming and they might there might be conflicts popping up. But if you have a general question for one of the main cast members from the TV show that could kind of go to anybody, or pick a few and throw a couple, put them in the comment section of this video too as well, and we'll pull from there as well for any question you might have for a cast member within reason. You can't ask them what does everything mean. Give me
okay. I mean, you have a chance to ask a cast member something. Don't ask them something they can't answer. Exactly. You know what I mean? Don't ask them something like, "Hey, are you gonna die? Who dies?" or something crazy. Come on.
If you die at the end of the season,
you can't do that. You know what I mean? Use your chance wisely. You know what I mean? So this person will be on with us next week. Probably from the trailer. They may come, through on the trailer because they're on set right now. So
I think they went on set in July and they're done in November-ish. I believe.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. This will be next week. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you can ask this person a question and everything else. It's going to be a good stream when we do it. All right. So let's go through it. Let's keep going down through through this article. It says season 2 is currently in production in Halifax, Nova Scotia, which is expected to air in the date of 2023. That's all they're going to give us right now. From Epix, was Epic's most viewed original series premiered in network history and the fourth most viewed original series behind Emmy-winning series Godfather, Harlem Billy the Kid, and War of the World Season 1. I would say the Godfather is amazing. The other
Great
one,
show. Yeah, great show.
I don't know, but that show was amazing. If you have a chance to watch that, I definitely would watch Godfather.
Tony,
Yep.
Tony, I was watching a little behind the scenes stuff on the making of From. Did you know they like built the town from scratch?
Oh,
they
no,
built,
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, they built the town sort of from the ground up in Nova Scotia. It's not in this article, but I was watching a behind the scenes video, and it's really cool. They just basically they did similar to what Scrubs did with the hospital. They just sort of took an old hospital and then refit it and built all the sets and everything within that. So they kind of took a section of Nova Scotia and built this town from the ground floor up so that everything you see is intentional. So it's not like they went to another area and had to make it what they wanted. Every piece, even like the hotel sign with no hotel, that's there for a reason because they put it there for a reason. Some of it might be set dressing, but I feel like that's even cooler where they could go with it, that they have that kind of freedom with the town, that they basically built that thing from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I think it just gives them a lot of really cool flexibility rather than being on a set or taking over someone else's town where there's limits to what they can do. They could blow up that whole freaking town if they wanted to.
Yeah, and that just shows you, because I've said a couple of things about the signs in that town and everything else, that they mean something and that they put them there for a reason. And it all points to exactly what I've told you from the beginning, that this is aliens going on. This is alien technology.
That scab open to it.
Listen, I'm not going to, this is what it is. I'm the one who came up with that theory. These other people are just jumping on the bandwagon and then trying to discredit me. Listen, I'm trying to tell you straight up, this is what it's going to be when it's all said and done. This is what I do. And I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, this is going to be alien technology and everything else. So, it also says in this article, I want to delve into a little bit. It says about the new people. Where does it say that? The Harold, the series.
Did you watch? Have you watched any of the, as you peruse? Have you watched any of the shows that any of these new actors were on? Someone tell me in the comment section or in the live chat. Is Digstown a television series about the movie Digstown?
I remember the movie.
The movie was great with James Woods and what's his name? I'm forgetting his name.
But Louis Gossett.
Louis Gossett Jr. Yeah. Great movie, a boxing movie, and one of the underrated boxing movies where there's a bet and he has to fight. I think it's like 9 guys in one day or something like that. And great movie. It
says here that in season 2, hidden truths about the nature of the terrifying origins of the town begins to emerge, even as life for its residents is plunged into chaos. By the arrival of mysterious newcomers. The series regulars will also portray the passengers on the mysterious bus that arrive. So there's something going on with these newcomers too. I mean, they're saying mysterious.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying, as Anna said in the chat, if we don't get the girl to take Kenny's girl away, it's a failure. But could this bus not necessarily be? Could they be some spies? Could they be some bad guy spies, not necessarily new people that are lost in this town? They're actually from the monster side. Have the monsters adapted and now can come out during the daytime and are trying to infiltrate them? I know I'm reaching here, but is something like that a possibility? Is it possible the aliens go undercover and come into town?
Mm-hmm. I think so, because I think they're underneath the ground, so it's a possibility they could be rip people from into the underground. Like they may be able to reach up and pull them down there or something like that. I think maybe they could do something like that when it's all said and done. When we look at it and we see that Victor is now a series regular, which means to me, in the beginning they didn't plan for him to be there that long. They only planned for him to be there for a certain amount of time. And for whatever reason, they felt like his character worked and they had to flesh it out more, and they made him a series regular. So Victor's going to have some important thing, which means to me that quite possibly they may have planned on killing Victor off the second season.
Yeah.
And now they're not going to. They may have planned on have him sacrifice himself or something and get out of there, but now they're not. He's a series regular, so I don't think they're going to kill him off at all.
I think you might be onto something there. And I mean, that's you could call that Jesse Pinkmaning somebody, because in the Breaking Bad, you mentioned that earlier, they wanted to kill Jesse at the end of season 1, but then he fit too much into the story they were trying to tell, so they kept him alive. I could definitely see something like that. Maybe he was supposed to die with something with Tabitha early on in the season, and he decided to extend that a little bit because they had excellent chemistry. They saw on screen that they were doing something really cool. And that's a question I have that I'm not necessarily going to ask our guest exactly, but I wonder how much of this is planned out. How much do the actors know about the future of what's to happen, or do they get pages every day and kind of don't understand what's, the overall thing that's going on? Or do only certain actors know that? And I feel like the actor that plays Victor probably knows more information than everybody else too, because he has to in some of his behind the scenes way.
It could be. JT says colony or town, you choose your vacation. So it depends if I'm single. I'm single right now. And if I'm single, then I'm going to chill at Colony House, but I'm going to live in the town. Like that. Like I wouldn't live in Colony House. There's too many people around for me like that. You know what I mean? Like I have a thing, like when I sleep, I need to shut the door. You know what I mean? And lock it. Like I can't have people walking around me when I'm sleeping. I just can't do it. So for that reason, but that's where I'd be hanging at. Like I'm smoking Fatima's weed all day, Fatima's weed. I'm sitting there, I'm a smoker weed. I'm a chill.
Are you coming out of retirement as a smoker if you get stuck
in that situation? I'm coming out of retirement for everything. If I'm in that motherfucking situation, I'm doing everything. I don't care if I never did it. I'm doing it. You got that to lose.
No, definitely. My uncle used to say he took LSD when he was a kid, and then when he got as an adult and he got responsibilities, he's like, I'm never going to do that again because of my responsibilities. But then he said as you talk with your family members, if he ever got, and rest in peace, Uncle Mike, if he ever got stuck on a desert island and just like shipwrecked there, he had a LSD, he would take it constantly. He would just take constant supplies because who cares at that point? You're trapped in that situation. You might as well enjoy yourself in a ridiculous situation.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of death in this next season. A lot of these people are going to die. A lot of these bus people are going to die right off the bat, because there's no way you're going to be able to save these people when they come in there and they're going to listen to you and obey you and do everything. They're going to be like, this is some bullshit. And a lot of them are going to get slaughtered right off the bat. There's going to be a lot of people dying when this is all said and done. I can guarantee you that.
So you think, say, I'm just picking a random number. This isn't the number I actually think. 20 people get off that bus. You think 14 of them get killed in that first night because they're idiots, essentially?
Yeah, without a doubt. At least 13, 14 of them are going to get taken out, and then the other ones will survive. And that'll be it, because it's not going to believe what's going on until they're dead. I think
people are like, would definitely not take LSD in that town, Phil. No way you would die if you took it.
Yeah, LSD is different.
Not there.
I don't know. You'd have to, like, if you took LSD or any type of mushroom, you'd have to chain yourself to like a radiator or something. Because you look at these motherfuckers out the window and really fall for their shit, right? You know, so
you'd be like, you all be porn stashes in that moment.
Yeah, you couldn't do that. That would make it. It wouldn't be good situation.
No, it would be a bad situation. So yeah, I absolutely think him being more of a character could have been a last minute decision, a bigger character, Victor getting upgraded, because they would have made that announcement before if it wasn't something that they probably figured out on the set of season 2. It would have been announced in the off season as another story to announce. Instead, they included it in this when they're basically at almost to the production and doing pickups right now, I believe is where they're at. And I don't usually, and I'm not doing this as a factual source, but I did look up some of these actors' names because Deborah Grover was the one I recognized the most. So I looked her up on IMDb, and she's the one, and she's the second one. And it says she's in 9 episodes. So I didn't look, and again, IMDb is not a perfect source, but it is sometimes with episode count and something like that. And it's usually if it's fake in that situation, it'll just say 10 episodes because they know
Mhm.
she's in the season. The fact that it said 9 has me a little like maybe they're not in the first episode. Maybe the first episode everyone's in a big group, and then we learn into what Tony was speculating, or what we're speculating here is that there's a big tragedy in episode 1 and a lot of the bus people end up dead. The survivors of that could emerge in episode 2.
Yeah, I think it could be a situation like that. This one, I don't know. I think one of these people may be a mole.
I'm gonna look up the other actors too.
Like maybe one of them is a mole. Maybe, and if I had to pick the mole from this group, I'm gonna go with this woman right here. If she's not Kenny, listen, Kenny's
a smile.
Yeah, Kenny's this woman is Kenny's girl's girlfriend, the fiance, without a doubt. I think they may go with the black woman to say, you know, I think they may do that, have the black woman to be the fiance just for image purposes. I could see them doing that all day. But this woman looks like she's more her age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But something's telling me it's going to be the black woman's going to be her fiance. Something's telling me it's going to be the black woman. It's going.
I also don't trust that guy in the front corner. He looks like
that guy looks like he's a criminal.
Like he's gonna do some shady shit. Like he's gonna be he's the new porn stash or something.
Yeah, he looks like a criminal. He looks like he can't be trusted. He looks like, you know, he belongs in Oz.
He does look like he should. He looks like Michael Scofield. Like he's gonna be escaping from prison or something. Like get that guy into Oz with Adebisi. Put him in Adebisi's cell.
But as I said, everyone is in there for a reason. These people are all picked to be in there. Everyone is picked to be in there and stuff like that. So there's something else going on in this whole situation and stuff like that. So we got to know their jobs and their skill set to see exactly what they bring to the town. You know what I mean? The black woman could seduce Boyd. I don't know if Boyd is up for seducing. I don't know if she looks a little young for Boyd.
Tony, an associated question. How many episodes are we into season 2 before Boyd rejoins the town? By the end of episode 1 or a few episodes in?
By the second episode.
By the second episode. You think the first episode is Boyd escaping that situation, essentially?
You say someone saying the new little boy is who? Is Fatima's son? What little boy is this?
Mm-hmm.
And
the kid on the bottom left?
That ain't no little boy.
No, that's a dude.
Yeah. That's a lot to come out of little ass Fatima. Fatima couldn't push that out. Nah.
She squeezed that whole thing out? Whoa.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, no way. That's not going to be. You know?
She was hiding that all season. You know,
Jesus Christ, she had all that in her. Fatima.
Wow.
Hey, that ain't Fatima's thing, you know what I mean, at all. So I can't see that being Fatima's kid at all, and everything. Did we even know if she had a kid? Did they bring that up that she had a kid?
Not that I remember. And this is the comment back of the night. That's a grown ass man.
It is, goddamn. It ain't no damn kid.
And Percy says, I must be high as fuck. You were hanging out too much at Colony House. You thought he was a kid.
No damn kid. That's a big ass motherfucker. Oh, I got a beard.
I've heard of no, I'm just gonna make some bad jokes.
I think he'd like to play that role. I'd do that. I'll be Fatima's kid. Everything else like that. But yeah, no, that's not what it's gonna be, and everything. No, someone in here in this group is a spy for whoever's holding this down, without a doubt.
I would say it's bottom douche guy, but he doesn't look smart enough to be a spy.
No, it's not going to be the douche guy. It would be the older lady in the middle.
Yeah, that's
like
definitely
if it's some type of experiment that's going on with people using alien technology. She seems like she would be one of the, persons that would help run it. She's got that librarian look. She also has that scientist look.
Yep,
You know,
she absolutely does, and she has a lot of experience too. So I could see them doing something interesting with her. I brought it up, and then the whole world goes crazy. What if the air is airborne LSD? Think about it. The finale and what Boyd was seeing in the mist. The LSD in the air makes you hallucinate and kills you. I don't
well,
think
I would say that it's
there
all
could
right.
be something, maybe not LSD, but
I
there
don't know
could be.
about LSD in air. All right, that's a little far fetched. But I would say going into Foundation now. Also, so many. Yeah, I wouldn't say Foundation. Severance would be before Foundation. But I would say that they, it could be the creatures that get in your head to make him hallucinate, or it was from the spider bites. It was something that made him see his wife in there.
Yeah, they could excrete some gas that gets in your head a little bit and makes you trip out to a certain extent. I think maybe metaphoric LSD could pop in the air when the monsters are around, but I don't think it's specific LSD.
Yeah, without that, professional.
It could be magic mushrooms. I sent this in a poor direction. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, shit, I'm not going to tell you it's that mushroom or anything else like that. I can't tell you that. But I do believe that, I am happy that they're telling us that we're going to get some of this origin of this town. I think that's the big takeaway from this. That they're not going to, like, people may have, I think some people may have gotten to the end and not been happy with the ending because they didn't get the answers they wanted.
Tony, in post-traumatic loss disorder is a real thing in shows like this. Yeah. Whenever I tell people about the show, like Anna, I've tried to spread the word, and the only way you can describe it in some ways, it's from a couple of the producers it's lost, like in The Walking Dead mixed together to a certain extent. That's how I always start to describe it. And people are like, lost? No answers. They're all dead, blah, blah, blah. Or, they'll say something in that ilk. People are still angry about that. So I feel like they almost need to say something like that because of the comparisons to Lost to tell you, we're going to give you something. We're giving you something. This isn't just going to be a masturbation with no finish. We're going to let you come a little bit. We're going to do it. We promise. And I feel like that is what's being said there to a certain extent. And I hope they do that because I think shows like this, you don't have to give everything, but you got to give something to people every season. You got to give them some satisfying answer that they feel like I feel like the best show to do this was Westworld season 1. Mm-hmm. Not after that, but Westworld season 1 was able to create this big mystery, give you enough answers week to week in every episode to kind of make you feel like you were catching on to it. And then at the end of the season, give you an aha that was like, okay, and I'm curious to see more. Mm-hmm. So I hope this show really does do that, Tony, and gives us.
It's hard, and that's a hard thing to do. Not everyone can do that, right? Not every show writer can pull it off. It's hard. It's hard to have that cliffhanger over and over and over and over again.
And that mystery box thing,
Yeah. So hopefully they can do it. So far they've done a good job, I think. On it, I'm into the show. A lot of people anyone I know who watch the show like it. And I think it's more about getting the word of the show out there. So that's what we're trying to do here. And again, next week we'll have an actor from right on this set with us talking next Wednesday. So make sure you come and listen to more people that watch.
Do we know the general time yet?
I have the time, but I have to look it up. But I do have the time. Let me see. Let me put it on my phone.
Cool. I'll take a couple comments while you look that up. John Haymaker says Lost left everybody hanging. Precisional Power says I binged from in 1 week. I couldn't help myself. It is one of those shows where you kind of it perpetuates itself and you can't wait to watch the next episode. And I hope it kind of keeps that energy up. And I think it's going to be awesome. Thank you, Jess. Westworld is amazing too. Same kind of maturity as the Foundation. I've heard good things about the Foundation. I haven't checked it out. I just started Succession this week. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I can't wait to watch the rest. Robert says Lost was great until they ended it the way they did. I would say even more so the final season. They didn't give you answers when they had a lot of time, and they introduced new characters. I think Lost had its ups and downs, but the final conclusion and the way they said everything happens for a reason, they didn't quite deliver on that message. And I think has a lot to make up for a series it has limited connections to.
Yeah, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Perfect.
7 p.m. Eastern time is when the interview will be next week. Also, I'll let you know if you're into House of the Dragon, and obviously the Don Tony Teflon, the original pre-game show creator. I'm also the first person on YouTube to ever live stream a video about Game of Thrones. You can go look that up. That's a fact. But Phil Bridgeford, usual suspects, will be doing the pre-game show on my channel as always. But we'll be joined by Quinn from Ideas of Ice.
Oh, Quinn's joining us. Yes, nice.
Yeah. Quinn will be on there with us.
Nice.
Like that. So we'll be
awesome.
rocking. We'll be rocking with Quinn this week. So if y'all are interested in that and you see it up there, you know what I mean, make sure you subscribe. Quinn will be up there rocking with us.
Quinn and I will attempt not to talk about Star Trek the whole time.
We'll have to shut down.
Yeah, shut that shit down, Tony, if it starts. JT, Phil, can you compare the From Season 2 synopsis promises? What would you summarize Lost Season 2 actually delivered? Okay, let me read that comment again. I'm sorry, JT. Phil, can you compare the From Season 2 synopsis with what you would summarize Lost Season 2 actually delivered? So I would say is Lost Season 2 is when we meet the tailies. Is that correct? We learn more about down in the Dharma Initiative pit with Desmond, and it's been a while since I've seen Lost, so correct me if I'm wrong, Lost people. So I would say the synopsis that I would hope be some sort of comparison, that we would get a detailed account of how these other people got to the town by getting more information about the Dharma Initiative, getting more of a foundation on the past of this particular of this town. Just as Tony pointed out a few times, the terrifying origins of the town begin to emerge. I think I want to get in much detail with that, as Lost was successful teasing the Dharma Initiative stuff with everything with Desmond in Season 2. And I think the tailies and how well they fleshed those guys out and brought them up, and they, especially like Anna, Lucia, and that kind of stuff, creating sort of tension to everything that was going on. I hope the people that we get in this next season create that same kind of tension.
Yeah, so when we look at, and thank you very much, Robert Lawson, for your comment. It was really, really nice of you to say that. When we look at From, these are the questions, it's questions that have to be answered. So if someone's asking, where is Boyd, right? That's question. What do you think Boyd is? So is he trapped in that tower? I think he's trapped somewhere in town. I can't see. I think they have to walk him back to town. I can't see him making him walk all the way back. That's one question. What happened to Sarah? That's going to be another question that has to be answered. What was the voice that was on the CB? Will we get the answer to that?
The bartender. I'm convinced that's the bartender. I'm just sorry to interrupt. If it's anybody else, it makes no sense. That was that dude's voice. It was the freaking bartender.
That's the bartender. It was the
freaking bartender.
The bartender, because he's always trying to keep motherfuckers drunk. You know what I mean? It could be the goddamn bartender. He could be the voice of the CB. Where did Victor and Tabitha go? That's a question that we need an answer for too. You know what I mean? So I think those are the main questions that we have that we left off at that we need answers. Now every other question
on the bus.
Secondary. And that's then the bus. What's going to go? We see what's going to happen with the bus. But I think we know that this bus ain't empty, right? So. But that's where they left off at. So we could say that the guy it's the bartender.
I want to face my accuser here. It can't be the bartender. There's no logic to that. The voice is someone we haven't seen yet. I'm not sure about that. I think maybe the bartender like took it in, like stopped and knew that
he didn't go. Let's go at this. He didn't go to the ceremony. The bartender. He didn't want any part of that right there. Right, he didn't want. He could have went like everybody else, but he chose to stay back because he thought it was a bad idea for them doing that. That was what the bartender was going.
Ding,
ding.
The
bartender was there when Jade first thought of the idea of using that thing to use it.
He was there when Tabitha got the pickaxe, and so he knew she was digging. So he could have fucked with him by saying, "Don't your wife's digging that hole." What my speculation is, the bartender when he first got there was very much like Jade and real proactive and trying to do everything, and everything he did failed. It was like pissing in the wind. So now he's picking up the signal when they're sending out to Nowheresville, and he's like fucking with them, like trolling them to a certain extent. That's my opinion of what that is. I could be way off, but I'll hang out my matzo ball on a toothpick. And
the bartender could be a spy in there working for the people.
He could be Molly. He could definitely be a Molly.
Yeah, it definitely could be. People, what about the spiders? Do we think anything happens with the spider bites? I think the spider bite might cure Boyd's Parkinson's disease. I think the venom of the spider bite, that's how you keep Boyd around. That's how you end the Parkinson's whole situation. All of a sudden, these spiders bit him, and now he's cured from the Parkinson's disease. I think that is probably what's going to happen from the spider bite.
We're not in a place where normal rules of the real world work. We're in, I'm not even gonna say we're in a magic place, but we're in a sci-fi, like these spiders could be mechanical nano spiders that have medicine from an alien future race. Like, we're in a position here. I know people are like, you're way crazy there, Phil, but I'm saying that we're in a position right now in this show going into season 2 where literally anything is possible. Some could look at the lack of answers for season 1 as a negative, but they could have take all of that, take sort of a litmus test of the reaction for the season, and then figure out where they want to go organically with the story. So certainly the spider venom can have both negative hallucinogenic properties and also some sort of healing factor as well. No, we can't say, oh, that wouldn't make sense. Everything could possibly make sense in this world. We're in a really weird town. That's why the people that say it could be an alien holodeck simulation, that's not completely off, because it doesn't seem like real world physics quite exist in this world.
Well, listen, there's a couple of things. Listen, there's somebody putting them goats down there for them.
Yes.
Somebody put the chickens in the wood for chickens. Don't just be in woods, right? Someone put them
they
there.
Spontaneously appear. Chickens don't.
Chickens just don't. They don't make it. You know what I mean? They wouldn't make it. So someone put the chickens there. Someone put the goat there. Someone supplying this motherfucker with peaches since the 70s.
Yep, there's people that are
you know
getting
cans of peaches you'd have to have if you were there since the 70s, and the peaches have always been there and been the. That's a lot of peaches, man. If someone's supplying these goddamn canned peaches, no one in there. I know preppers who really prep, right? And I've never seen no goddamn prepper put peaches for enough since the 70s for 3 decades of goddamn peaches. Let me go with that peaches.
It's
raw going on here. All right, ain't that many peaches in the goddamn world. All right, so someone's putting them damn peaches up in this motherfucker. Someone's giving this guy crayons. All right, there's no way. How do you have crayons since the 70s and you're able to draw pictures since the 70s? All right, someone's supplying crayons too.
That shit melts. Trust me, I know. And someone has corn, and it's just amazing. You know, there's people are with everything. It's
like
he's got the juice.
She could have brought some weed, would have had some seeds, and there you go.
Maybe, but that shit takes a while to grow over a year. They've got a lot of weed.
She must have had a shit ton of seeds.
Yeah, how much did she have? Like 5 pounds of weed? Like that's a lot of weed. Trust me, I'm a one person, and I smoke about like a half ounce a week. So like if you think about that, I don't smoke crazy amounts. So I'm just saying, maybe I do, but whatever. I'm just saying, like, if there's a bunch of potheads in town, she's gonna have a lot of weed. That's all I'm saying, a lot.
Yeah, she would have to come there with like 5 pounds. Yeah. Maybe she was a weed smuggler, and that's how she got caught.
Maybe.
We don't know her whole story of why she was there and everything else.
Positional power also says, what about dressing in 50s clothes with what fools the zombies? So do you think, what's up with that?
Them because they're in the 50 clothes. So how they would be fooled, how are they being fooled by...
Are they a different group of townsfolk that got stuck there in the 50s and lost the game, and now they're part of the monsters? Like, are they people that are there? Are they there against their will, Tony? Do you think the people that are the monsters are people that have been enslaved in some way?
JT is saying, you missed it. We'll pull it back on the screen and we'll talk about it again. These are new cast members that are coming from season 2. Right there on the screen right now, and we'll go through it again with you, and I'll go through the synopsis of everything that's in a little bit after we talk about this, so that way we'll catch you back up, JT. All right, but listen, I think that there's a reason why they're in those outfits, right? There's a reason why we see the goddamn milkman in the 50s outfit. They've been doing this. It seems like they've been doing this for a long time. It seems like they've been doing this since Civil War, if not before.
Tony, if we're going to go by the dates, I believe at one point in time we see the date 1500 or something like that. Like, this has been, which would just be 8 years after Columbus came over, you know? So like we basically know that if we're to take what we've seen as fact, this has been happening since 1500.
Yeah, so they've been. So I think that maybe when you get killed or taken over or something by the monster, like they get walked up to the ship and become a monster and get turned into these or whatever. That these are the outfits, whatever outfit you're in, you get saved in. You get locked in that outfit for some reason or something. It could be a situation like that, you know. It was like the blonde is the nurse's girlfriend, right? Yeah, that's what we suspect. That most likely the blonde lady or the black lady is the nurse's girlfriend, without a doubt. It seemed like it would be the blonde lady because they seemed closer in age, but I think maybe for the show they could go with the black woman being her girlfriend. But
either way,
without a doubt, one of those girls is the nurse's girlfriend.
Yeah.
No
and the moment Kenny sees him, it's just gonna be like, oh.
No, I told you Kenny wasn't getting no ass.
Tony, you're gonna hear that Curb Your Enthusiasm. You dun 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 dun.
I knew it from the beginning because when she kissed him on his cheek and his nuts dropped like a little like a little dog, and he started getting all of a sudden he started enforcing his will. I was like, no, it's not happening.
I miss this show. I miss this show.
I was like, it definitely not happened right there. That's
Tony.
Kenny, he got too excited. You know what I mean? Kenny got too excited.
Tony, you killed Kenny, you bastard. Stop killing Kenny. Poor Kenny.
Kenny ain't getting no ass. Kenny ain't getting. He better go to Kylie house. He better hide his ass to Kylie house. It's over. It's over for Kenny. Kenny ain't getting
Poor Kenny. I love when we had Fatima on. We told her about the Kenny thing. She was like, "Yeah, that's kind of true."
Yeah, she did. She's like,
I believe she agreed with us on that. She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell him that."
Yeah, Kenny ain't getting no ass. You tell Kenny. We'll bring Kenny on this motherfucker. I'll tell Kenny.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hopefully get Kenny at some point. You're hopefully gonna be able to get Kenny at some point. We're gonna talk to him
again. We will have an actor from next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Tony, that's why you and I need to get on this show so we can be like Kenny's Hitch. You know, like,
we're gonna when we get this actor on, we're gonna pitch them to get us on season 3. We're gonna pitch to him. We're gonna pitch why we bring the bongos.
He'll be like, dude, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, I mean, did I say he? I'm sorry. Whoops.
You say who knows if it's a he or she? We don't know. We'll see who it is. It could be some. We'll see who it is. But yeah, Kenny's pimp game needs to be raised. His pants is high waters, son. He's got high waters. I mean, he ain't got clothes that fit him proper. It's hard to do stuff.
JT says it, Tony. None of them are the fiance. Kenny grows a pair and feeds her to the monsters the first night ASAP.
Kenny might leave the door open on her ass.
Give her the wrong kind of talisman. Be like, oh yeah, that's the talisman.
Kenny might do something already. He might do something right there. Yeah, the boy in white is going to be hard because that actor is going to age. So how they plan on doing that, I don't know if they plan on getting a similar looking actor every year.
They ran into a problem with that on Lost as well, Tony, with the character of Walt. He was supposed to be sort of a supernatural kid, and then the actor kind of grew out of the role. I think what you said, your second thing that you said, I'm not a huge fan of recasting, but I think in situations like that, you're better off recasting rather than having the same kid play him. And then like this guy's going to be 30 by the end of the series, dressed like the little boy in white.
Go that way.
I'm the boy in white. I'm the boy in white.
The boy in white's going to be rolling with a cane and shit.
Yeah. He's going to be the geriatric man in white. He's
coming there looking like Jerry Springer and shit. Like, go over there. Get in there. The tree. That's what it's called.
The boy in white is a monster because he doesn't age as well. Maybe he's simply using them like the first. Is the boy in white good or bad?
All right, so before we answer that, let's talk about that for a second. So he doesn't age. All right, but what we do know is that for some reason Ethan's wound healed pretty fast.
Yes.
Faster than normal. So something's going on there with the time, right? Whether it's speeding up time or something else is going on.
Or it's not real. Like that's what I was saying before, where physics and reality don't exactly exist in this world. Wounds heal sooner. Electricity comes out of nowhere. Like that's where we get into the simulation aspect of it is this real? Are they in a holodeck of some kind? If this is sci-fi after all, but I don't know. But that's a good point, Tony. Very good point.
Or it could be some Tesla coil updated situation where it's just shooting power from all over the place, and you don't have to have things wired. Everything is wirelessly charging. It could be a situation like that. And if it was aliens, then they would be able to perform that act. All right, not Thor, the Norse god. All right, it's not gonna be
not Ragnar Lothbrok showing up.
No, it's not that. All right. It's not that. I will say that the Irish sloth, or what was it called? What are they called? The Irish something, whatever the fairies.
The fairies, yeah, the whole fairy
right.
thing.
That's not bad. I could see it maybe. I could see why people would think that is, and if it was that, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Could it be a Matrix kind of situation where they're all hooked into some computer simulation, but they're all being sort of captured, laying in pods or something, and this is all in their head of some sort? Maybe, I don't know.
Leroy's like, God, I hope it's not aliens. Don't listen. You can hope all you want, but in the end, it's gonna be. All signs point to aliens. Go watch my videos. I break it down. I tell you exactly what it is and why it's aliens. Definitely is when it's all said and done, man. Again, we could point out again from this. Let me go back to this article real quick and let me read something right when it says in this article. It says right here in the article. Epix is expanding its series regular cast of the upcoming second season of its contemporary horror. The next word is sci-fi. Right? Let's go. Let's do it again. Contemporary horror sci-fi.
I'm going to Google the term sci-fi and see what the definition of sci-fi is.
They're not saying this for a reason. It's not classified as sci-fi unless it's sci-fi. Now, have we seen?
Now, a science fiction movie is a science fiction film or genre is that uses speculative fiction, science-based depictions of phenomenons that are not fully accepted by mainstream science, such as extraterrestrial life forms, spacecrafts, robots, cyborgs, interstellar travel, or other technologies. I know Wikipedia doesn't count, but for definitions like that, that's the Wikipedia definition of what is sci-fi.
So when we look at that of sci-fi, we hear alien technology. Everything I said, it could be humans with alien technology experimenting on other humans.
Yeah.
It could be that, but in the end, it's going to have some type of alien technology involved in this whole situation.
As our Rad says, science fiction can have something to do with loops in time travel experiences, and can have nothing to do with aliens and stuff. But yes, it still has to do with something with like science-based.
Yes, it has to be some alien technology. It has to be. There's no other way to do it. I mean, this is aliens. Y'all see when it's all said and done. It'll be aliens and it's all said and done. Again, so if we go by what we hear from Sarah, she's saying there's a group of people talking to her, telling her that they've been trapped there, right? And they're trying to escape. And that's what they want to do. So it seems like there's the aliens or monsters, whatever you want to call them, they're attacking everybody. But it seems like there could be something else going on that's trying to escape. Now, could it be humans that capture the alien? And these alien beings they're trying to escape them. The humans are using them for their powers, experimenting on them and everything else. And they want to go home. It could be a situation like that that's going down when it's all said and done. Usually in these stories, you have humans turn out to be the shitty people when it's all said and done. You know what I mean? And it could be a situation like that. I'm trying to tell you, when it's all said and done, it's going to be aliens up in this motherfucker. There's no doubt about it. That's not going to be it's going to be aliens in this motherfucker. You're going to see. Y'all going to see. Listen, that's what the whole thing from means. From outer space. That's just what it is. That's what the whole meaning of from is.
You convinced Leroy, I think Leroy was won over. He says, "No, my boy's right. It's freaking aliens."
There you go. It's aliens, man. All right, so Jess is saying it was the beautiful Jess, the horse. Jess right there, the horse rider Jess. I'm still wondering if the lighthouse is for alien spaceships or for people coming to town. It could be. I mean, that's what a lighthouse is for, right? Is a beacon, right? A beacon light more than everything
It
else.
could also be for people leaving town. It could be some you use the lighthouse to somehow be one of the only ways you can actually get out of the from loop. So what is the use of lighthouses? I'm stealing this from somebody else, mentioned this in a video. So I forget what I saw it, but I want to give it credit that it's not my free thought. But what is the use of lighthouses? Are usually to bring ships in or to be a symbol to kind of warn people off about something. So it could be used. I believe the lighthouse is probably equal. There is some sort of association with how the lighthouse is used to bring people to the town.
All right, it says I don't know how to pronounce. How we pronounce this?
Governmental technology doesn't
No, I'm
necessarily.
saying the name first.
I just called RD.
RD is saying governmental technology doesn't necessarily have to be alien. It can be technology developed by humans, but it's secret. Humans are kind of smart, you know. All right, let's go through this real quick in RD. All right, I know you're messing with me, but we're gonna.
And we do have a voicemail when you're done with that.
We're gonna put it up on the screen, RD. If you say it, it's going on the screen. You know, listen, man. When we look at human history, right? Real deal human history. In our thing, look at the leaps and bounds all of a sudden human technology jumped from. If you look at a certain point, you know, even when you dealt with, you know, I hate to say his name, but Hitler. The man had jet engine planes before we had these jets. And people have speculated that there was an alien ship that helped him develop this technology. And then all of a sudden, these same scientists and engineers from there, we transferred all of them, gave them all the pass, and brought them to the United States and started NASA with them. All right. If you look at things like microchips, and you look at things like Kevlar and all these other things, it's kind of hard to see how we just jump from one thing to another thing without something that we back engineered. So I'm trying to tell you that I believe in our history, things like that has really happened. So I can see them doing that in the show. And you know what I mean? So I do believe that shit. Listen, to me, to think, in all honesty, just me being, you learning a little bit about me, to think that there has never been an alien craft that has been on this planet, and to think that we are the only people in this vast universes out there, I think is very conceited of human beings.
It's narcissistic to think that we're the only people in the entire galaxy.
I just don't think that it's possible. I think that we have been visited multiple times, and I think some of them ships be crashing, man, and we shot them down or something happened, and we back engineered some of this shit, man.
I remember when I got detention in high school for saying that in a classroom. I was like, I'm not saying aliens have visited, but to think that there's no life anywhere else in the galaxy, I think is kind of ignorant and narcissistic. And I think you're an idiot. I called my teacher an idiot for saying it, but that's I probably shouldn't have done that. Anyways, Tony, we do have a voicemail here.
All right.
This is from area code, and everyone, if you want to call and leave your voice in the show. And also, we got 77 people watching. All you guys, hit that like button right now. We're gonna be on for a bit more here talking about From, but keep it going. But this is area code 914. And if you want to call in too, you can call in at 781-990-8509. And here we go.
JT from NYC. Just want to give some perspective on the whole sci-fi talk. I think you guys should go away from aliens for a second and think about, you know, the ocean. People say we know more about outer space than we actually know about what's at the bottom of the ocean or at the core, the center of the earth. Think about stuff like TV show or the movie back in the day, Land of the Lost, like the ground opens up and it swallows you, different things like that. I think this show might be something more along the lines of stuff that's on Earth, opposed to stuff that's outside of Earth. Just a quick thought.
What do you think about that, Tony? Could this be, I know you think it's aliens, but could it be something within the Earth as well?
Well, I think what he's trying to say is that, we don't know what's going on at the bottom of the ocean. Like aliens will go to the bottom of the ocean and been down there with their, if an alien has a ship that can reach the bottom of the oceans, we'll never know that they're down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's really far down there. Mariana Trench, the furthest point is like 36,148 feet deep. It's huge. It's so freaking deep, and there's huge trenches at the bottom of the ocean, and who knows what goes on down there.
Yeah, so I think, we hear all the time of alien ships rising from the ocean, right? Coming up. That would be the safe space for them. They go down there. They know we can't fuck with them. They can't fuck with us down there. And they could just camp out down there all the time. So, yeah, it could be a situation like that. That would involve the lighthouse and everything else. So,
could this whole thing be under the sea?
As Jeff says, deep sea, deep space, same thing. I agree. It could be, you know what I mean? That, so I 100% agree with that. Anybody have any questions about, season 1, anything you didn't understand or anything, you could definitely put them in there. And if you want to call in, and we would more appreciate you calling, because we'd like to hear you. And I'm sure the people in the chat would like to hear you too. The show is somehow connected to time travel. The bottles with the dates on the vision of Jade, the guy that nearly killed him. Let's go through that real quick. So we don't know if it's definitely connected to time travel, or they've been around since that long.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. We don't know if it's time travel or this town has been a thing since the 1500s.
Yeah. So it's one or the other, right? It could be time travel, but it could be they've been doing this shit since the Civil War, or before the Civil War.
Yeah.
They've been there conducting these experiments on people and everything else. Even when you look at the new Prey movie, right? You see it. They've been going out there and hunting man for a very long time. Coming there, aliens hunting man for a very long time for sport. So it could be a situation like that.
Do you think Jade is the key?
I think Jade's a dick, and I think this is what happens when you have someone who's a dick. You need a dick. It's dick, fuck, pussies, and assholes.
I know. I'm gonna pull up the Team America clip.
Yeah, so you need someone who's a dick, because someone who's a dick will fuck a pussy and asshole, and they will ask questions and push you towards everything, right? Jade had a life that he wanted to get back to. Everybody else seemed like, oh, fuck it, we'll just chill here. Our life wasn't that good outside here. Jade's like, fuck no, I'm living a life out here. I just sold this company. I'm trying to get back to that. So I think you need Jade. You need a guy like Jade. And he keeps having visions, I think, to scare him from doing what he needs to do to get out of there. You know what I mean? Because every time, look at the visions that he had. When he had the vision of when he was on the tree, that vision scared him from doing it, right? It scared him away from putting the antenna on the tree. And it wasn't until the guy who was the main character, Tabitha's husband, he was still there, and he's the one who executed the plan. So the vision worked. It got Jade to go away and everything else, Every time they did it, it was a vision to try to scare him out of doing something. Before, he was searching. He was going around on the bike. The first vision, he was searching, and then he went down there in that basement, and then he seen that symbol, and then he seen the guy crushed by the rock.
I think the problem also with Jade is because of his egocentric personality, in his ability to think when he's right, everyone else is wrong, and he has to do anything to solve that problem. He is prime real estate for moles and manipulation. Because if you manipulate him, he's like Ben Linus from Lost. He's going to do the worst thing possible to get that achieved. So I think moving forward in seasons 2 and season 3, he's someone to watch, to be manipulated by some of our negative forces in town. Because I think because of all he can do in because he is egocentric for a reason. It's like cliches are cliches for a reason sometimes. He is a smart guy, and he is capable. So I think he's prime real estate for that manipulation.
Yeah, and when you deal with Boyd, again, as I said in the beginning, I say again, everyone was picked for a reason, right? they picked Boyd for a reason. What was the reason they picked Boyd in there? Well, Boyd found the talisman. Boyd, when they were before Boyd got there, they were just hiding in there.
Boyd is their champion. If there's a good side with the boy in white, he is trying to. That's why he protects Boyd at the end. And I don't think he put Boyd in that tree to fuck with him. I think he put him in that tree because he knew he would have died if he didn't put him in that tree. So I think he is their champion. He is what they need for the final battle whenever that comes. Boyd is his champion that's going to fight for Tyrion in that situation.
Yeah, and Boyd, as I said, before they got there, they were all hiding in holes. They weren't doing anything. Boyd is the one who organized them. Boyd is the one who found the talismans. He found the chickens. He found the goats. He got them living. So if you look at him, you're thinking that there's two sets of aliens, and one is trying to get them out. They brought Boyd in there because Boyd was able to get everything and operate everybody and get them to the point where they were getting. That was his reason. Now, Sally.
Yeah, Tony, I just want to say that, and I is Sally. I don't want to be crude, but you're doing God's work.
All right. Are they going to make Julie and Fatima a couple eventually? Me and Phil, we interviewed Fatima.
Yep.
All right. You can go check out that interview with Fatima. We did the interview on that. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, go check that out. And she said in that interview, we talked about.
We asked that question, actually.
Yeah, we asked her about her. That you better not go buy that kitty litter box. You hear me, right? Hey!
Your dog likes eating the kitty litter too. What is it with dogs that like eating kitty litter? My dog's the same way.
All right, so you can't do it in front of me. You're gonna do it on your own time, bro. All right, so
I want to see that.
She said specifically, right? She said that what she sees in Julie is her when she was young, and she wants to make sure that she doesn't have to go through the same things that she went through. And she sees Julie as a little kid, as a child. So that's why she would never kiss her, and that's why she's not looking at her that way. So I would say 100% that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. And again, to reiterate what Tony said, she said motherly, big sister vibes, not that kind of thing.
Yeah, so Julie's young compared to the cast, so no, she's not going to mess around with Jade. She's too young to mess around with. There is no one there her age for her to mess with.
Not yet, but
but this guy.
Yep, that dude. Yeah, scroll up. That dude's definitely the right age.
This guy right here.
Bottom left, right?
Bottom left, right. On my thing. This guy right here.
Oh, I was gonna say both. Actually, both of them, bottom left and bottom right.
Both of these guys could be love interests for Julie.
Yeah, they're both the age group.
They're both there. These are new characters coming in, and I would say both guys on the bottom could be love interest for her, without a doubt. Now, we don't know how her sexuality is, if she's just experimenting, or if she really feels that she's a lesbian or bisexual. We have no idea. You know what I mean? So that we will have to see that and everything.
Jackie C, you are correct in all your assumptions. Dogs are dumb. They'll eat anything. They'll eat anything that harms them. They don't care. They eat first and ask questions later.
So I said that I would go through this again because some people got here late. So let's go through this article real quick.
And I said this to you when we were going back and forth pre-show about this. They give a lot away in that description you're going to read in a second too about what the overall storyline for season 2 is going to be. They don't tell you specifically like the things that are going to happen, but they give you a general outline in that statement on what season 2 is. More than I feel like going into season 1, you understood what the show was. This is telling you we're going to get answers. We're going to learn about the origin, and this season's going to be about the bus people. And in how they interact with the new group, the old group, and how that all. I'm sure there'll be other things too, but I think it's interesting as Tony reads this. They give a lot of information. It's within the lines here of what's going to happen.
And it says Epix is expanding its series regular cast for the upcoming second season of its contemporary horror sci-fi series from Scott McCord, who has reoccurred as Victor in season 1, has been promoted to series regular for season 2. Additionally, Nathan D. Simmons, Kaylin Ohm, Angela Moore, AJ Simmons, and Deborah Grove join the lead Harold P with the series regulars class from John and Griffin alone. It also says here in season 2, hidden truths about the nature and terrifying origins of the why would it move? Town begins to emerge, even as life for its residents is plunged into chaos by the arrival of mysterious newcomers. The new series regulars will portray the passengers on the mysterious bus that arrive in the town at the end of season 1. So we know that all these people will be on that bus.
Yep.
They'll all be there, except for Victor in this picture. That's Victor right here. But they'll all be on that bus, and that's how they're going to get there. And they were going to start to figure out exactly how the origins of this town came to be.
Tony, will it just be, and we've talked about this a little bit earlier about the speculation that there might be more people, and that's cannon fodder in the first episode. But do you think there's a chance that it's only those 5 people on the bus, or is it a bus full of people?
It's a bus full of people. It's a bus full, and they're all going to get killed, get slaughtered. I think that's what it's going to be. Let me grab a drink. We'll grab one more drink, and then we'll be out when it's gone.
Absolutely. I'll go into the chat. That's why cats are better than dogs, because dogs will eat anything. RD says, as Victor stated, Jade's car should be there in town. Something to do with the accident is key to what is happening. Jade was drugged. Maybe someone forced him to put him there. So it is going to be interesting to see. I think whether Jade is the key or not, I think he's going to be very beneficial and interesting moving forward in the storyline. As I hinted at earlier, I do think he's going to be compromised at a point in time. So I think he's going to end up being a force of chaos when we come down to maybe even a antagonist towards Boyd somewhere in the series. I think he's going to be a lock to Boyd's Jack.
Who's that?
That's again a Lost thing. I'm making a lot of stupid Lost references.
No, who's gonna?
I think Jade is going to be a lot like Locke, and is going to end up getting into some sort of conflict with Boyd by the end of the second season. I really think Jade is going to get compromised. I think he's gonna be influenced by the negative side of town, so to speak.
It could be, but I do believe why people are saying that he's a very important character.
He is. He's definitely important. 100% important.
That he's going to be there to help figure things out when it's all said and done. Yeah, we'll take some more questions. You have any questions about season 1 or anything that we talked about for season 2? This is the only update we've gotten for season 2.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the first thing we've gotten. So, you know what I mean? Hopefully we get some more and everything else. Again, next week on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be here interviewing a major cast member from. They'll be on set. They're on set. And I've spoke to the people. Everything's done. If everything still goes through 7 p.m. Eastern time, they'll be here.
Now, Tony,
if you're into House of the Dragon, we do the pregame show on my channel. We'll be there at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time up until 8:30. The Don Tony Teflon Bridge 4 and the one, the only Quinn from Ideas of Ice and Fire will be joining us on that stream. So make sure that you go in there and you want to watch Quinn from Ideas of Ice and Fire, give his predictions of what he thinks is going to happen. You know what I mean? Do that and make sure you do that. We'll be there for the pregame show, for the original pregame show.
Tony, who is of our main characters is on the danger watch list going into season 2? Which characters are you worried about that might not make it all the way through season 2 of the characters we've already met?
Donna.
You think Donna's on the
Donna's on the chopping block. She's on the chopping block as Donna.
Fatima, I think Fatima's possibly on the chopping block too.
I don't want to think about that, about her being that.
Julie, no way.
Julie's too young. She's not going to go.
And she's like a main
if
character.
Somebody from that family has to go, then yes, it's her.
You think it's her instead of Tabitha or the dad?
It's Tabitha. It would be her or Tabitha.
I think it's Tabitha. I think if any of the 3 of them go, it's Tabitha.
Yeah, it's her or Tabitha. That would have to go. Who else? Ellis is not going anywhere.
Sarah, I think, might go.
Sarah could go. But I think she has too big of a role to play right now. As long as she's the only people that can communicate with the monsters, she has to stay.
Kenny. Is Kenny potential to go?
If Boyd is healthy, well, his family's already been devastated. His mother may be next.
Yeah, she might. She's a major possibility for the next
His
season.
mother could, may go.
That would be emotional as hell.
Yeah, his mother.
Kenny's gonna lose everything in this series. If Kenny survives,
Kenny, he loses his girlfriend, loses his dad, loses his mother.
yeah, Kenny's got a rough run.
Kenny kill himself. No, that's just because I got nothing else.
Leroy, no, you're awesome, my friend. You're freaking awesome. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Jade ain't going nowhere right now. It all depends what these other characters have to do and what position people play. You know what I mean? So that has a lot to do. But
does Ellis have a chance to go?
Yeah, she has a chance. I think Boyd maybe. Boyd's not going anywhere.
No, they're not getting rid of the best actor on the show.
It's his show. If you look at the poster, it's his show. This is his first series where he's actually the star of the series. So he's not going anywhere. As we talked about earlier, JT may not have been there. I think that his Parkinson will be cured by the spider bite. I don't think he'll have Parkinson when he comes back because of the spider's bite.
Precisional Power says, no way Boyd is the Jack Shepherd of the show. I think I'm not sure if he's the Jack, but I think he's definitely our main. If you're saying he's the main character, the one that survives to the end, the one that's important in the conclusion of the series, I do think Boyd's that guy. I think Boyd is the only character I feel, which maybe makes him, if something actually happened to him, it would be great television if it was done well.
Look at the poster.
I don't think I think Boyd is the only character on the show with shield, with an armor, with character armor on. I don't think he's going anywhere.
That's the best.
Precisional Power, good point. Thought the same thing about Sean Bean on Game of Thrones.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. Look at this poster here.
This show is built around him.
It's him in the front, him on the front line. This is his show. He's not going anywhere. This is his show. That's just the bottom line.
I think he survives.
I think the Sean Bean thing and everything. I don't think that they put him on a couple of posters and everything else, and they did kind of make it look like, and that was the whole thing about Game of Thrones, was that they killed off the main character. But you can't do that in every show. It doesn't work for every show.
Could Victor die?
That's like Three's Company, and all of a sudden you kill off Jack. You can't get rid of Jack, right? He has to stay there. You can't have Cheers.
You can't kill Sam Malone. Yeah, I was just gonna say Sam Malone too, dude. You can't kill fucking Sam Malone in the first fucking episode. You can't do that.
Can't do it. It don't work without him. Victor, I don't think is gonna die because they promoted him to a series regular. So I don't know why they would do that for one season. They could have just kept him as not a series regular. So I don't know why Victor would die.
Now, what won this? It's been so long since I've seen From. I got to binge watch it again before season 2 comes out. We were talking about that towards the beginning. I really, really, really hope they add From to Netflix or Hulu or Amazon, one of the big boys, or so that more people can watch this series going into season 2, because I think it has high potential to be the series everyone's going to be talking about if it can get out to more eyes. I think people have app fatigue. A couple of people in the live chat, when I talked about it earlier, agreed with it. People have app fatigue. It doesn't matter that Apple TV is awesome or Epix is a good service. Like, people don't want to get another app right now just to watch a show. They need to cross-pollinate. And when seasons are over, they need to add them to one of the big boys that people just have until it's the television landscape we're in right now. More people watch one of the ones that they're subscribed to rather than picking up another one to watch another show right now. So I think if this show ever does get added to Netflix USA, I think it's going to be freaking huge. I think it's gonna take off.
Man, KP just jumped in the building. What up, KP? What's going on, my brother? You know what I mean, and everything else. I wish they would do it again. As I said, when Breaking Bad joined Netflix, it had seasons under its belt. I think it may be a situation like that. That's the way it gets down. Maybe they need 3 seasons before Netflix is willing to take it or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they did do it with 1 season for Evil. Would be the only one I've seen them. Netflix took Evil, where they had 1 season and they put Evil out. So they have done that before.
Yeah, and they also did it with the series You, but they bought that. So they showed you the first season that was on Lifetime, and then they bought the series and then produced 2 more seasons of it. I do know that From is, I think, put on Netflix in Europe. So they do have a relationship with Epix to put out this series. And correct me if I'm wrong, European people, as you watch this, but I do think you guys have watched From on Netflix. So I guess they do have the relationship. So it's about just adding. Usually what happens, as what happened with Better Call Saul, the moment we get a trailer, then they're going to drop the season. Once the next season is in line to come out, then they release the other season. So I don't know if there's a contractual thing, but that's what always happened with Better Call Saul. Once the next season got actually announced and they released a trailer, the previous season gets dropped. So perhaps there's something there. So, but you could be right, Tony. They could be waiting till they have 2 seasons in the tank and then adding a few so people have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, even Amazon Prime. Go to Amazon. I don't know if Amazon would do that, though. I've never seen them do anything like that for Amazon. So I don't know.
We will. Most of us will be watching an Amazon Prime show in about 45 minutes when the Rings of Power.
Yeah, the Ring of Power's debut. I'll be watching. I'm going to stay up and I'm going to watch it and I'm going to see what it is and everything else. You know what I mean? So, Faithful Plan, the first few episodes were free on Amazon. They were free on Amazon. They were also free on the Roku. If you have Roku channel, you can get it free. And Paramount Plus just merged their service with Showtime, right?
So they did. Interesting.
It's merged together now. So if you can just put like $3 extra, you'll get all the Showtime stuff on the Paramount Plus app. They're gonna do away with the
Roy Donovan. Roy Donovan's a good show.
We'll be covering Yellow Jackets. So if you're into Yellow Jackets, we'll be doing Yellow Jackets season 2 on there. So and everything else. So
KP.
We'll see what happens with the.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm covering it. I'm not sure if I'm talking about it. I'm just gonna watch the first 2 episodes.
I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. You know what I mean? Definitely give it a shot and see.
Okay, so Amazon owns Epix, so maybe we will see From show.
Oh, Amazon does own Epix.
At least that's what Lexi says in the live chat.
Yeah, if that's the case, then you can forget about it going to Netflix. It's not gonna go to Netflix then. It's not going to go there.
Yeah, and LCH Jeremy, yes, Ray Donovan is a good one. And congratulations, buddy.
Great shows. They have really good shows. The shows that hit on Amazon hit for a good reason. You know what I mean?
The Boys, Invincible are the 2 best I think that Amazon has produced. I don't love this show, but it's excellent. The Marvelous Miss Maisel is also a very good show.
Yeah, that was a very good show. What time does the Ring of Power? Is it 9 p.m. or 10 p.m.?
I think it's 9. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern. It drops.
Yes, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern. It's not going to be everything. I agree. Netflix probably would be a better platform because people do like to binge watch that. But I'll say that show. What was that show that they just put out there with Star-Lord? Did very well.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, I also like The Tick, which got canceled, was pretty good. They had a show with Stanley Tucci that was not bad at one point in time. Amazon's definitely getting better in their production of their original series. But so if Epix is owned by Amazon, one way or another, Tony, I just hope with plenty of lead-in time, like a couple of months lead-in time, the first season of From gets added to one of the other ones, because as Anna was saying earlier, and some other people in the chat were saying tonight, it's hard to get people to purchase another streaming service to get them to watch an awesome series, even series as good as From and Severance, and as good as Apple TV is and has some amazing shows on Apple TV. I've tried to talk people into getting Apple TV to watch Severance. I talk up Severance. I talk it all up.
Apple TV is like $4 a month.
Dude, it's cheap as shit. I'm broke as hell, and I got Apple TV.
I mean, it's like $4 a month. I mean, why wouldn't you have Apple TV? But all right, we're gonna check out too, Jeff. We've been here for 1 hour and a half and stuff. That's chat out. So again, remember next week, 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, we will have a cast member. Will be doing a live interview. They'll be on set at the time.
Tony, I want people in the comment section or in the live chat here as we end. take a guess. We're not going to tell you who it is, but we're curious.
All right, before we go, who do you think is going to be on next week with the Don, Tony Teflon, and Phil the Issues guy?
Which cast member do you think?
What cast member would be? I'll say it's a main cast member, all right, and everything else.
But we'll wait.
Yeah. Let us know who you think it's going to be, and I'll tell you if anyone has it. I will tell you that the person. I mean, I just go through everyone. I'll say, eventually, it's going to be from. It's going to be from.
I love the from that we have to say from too much. But yes, what do you guys think? What's your answer? Go.
We have people that are saying KP has no. Sorry, it should say John. Kenny, Jade. If people say Boyd, Jade. So we got two for Jade basically, right?
Dude,
now.
I'm gonna gush so much about Oz to Boyd.
Who's John?
I don't know. Who's John Travolta?
Fatima again. No, it won't be Fatima again. I'll tell you that.
Victor. Ooh,
Victor. There we go. Victor. All right.
Is it safe to say that no one has come up with it yet? Jim.
We got Jim. No, I'm not safe to say that at all. We can't say that. That's not safe. Jim.
I thought it was John. No, there's no Johns. Boyd. It could be Boyd. It very well could be Boyd.
It could be any one of these characters that you're saying.
I could be hijacking the From stream to talk about Sons of Anarchy and Oz. It could be. Yeah. You could have Boyd on.
Yeah. It could be any one of them and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, you guys have a lot of good guesses and stuff. We see the bartender.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm so sure that it was the bartender on the line that I know we're going to be talking to him.
Well, it's gonna be so. So make sure you show. It could be Julie.
Julie.
Good guess. Could be Julie. I'd say, make sure that you show up. You know what I mean? Make sure you show up next week. We bring this person on there, so that way we can get more people on there. If it was during the season, it'd be a lot more people watching. But we'd like to get a couple of people.
I don't know. I'll obviously be checking them before they're put out there. But theoretically, if we're doing this live and you guys are watching, you can leave some voicemails for this person if they're okay with it. We'll ask them beforehand if they're okay with getting some voicemails, and I will obviously listen to the voicemails ahead of time. So definitely make sure you're tuning in live next week at 7 p.m. on Wednesday evening.
It says Julie. We have a Donna in the chat. Fatima again. We have a bunch of people. I mean, listen, I think you named just about everybody in the cast.
Yeah. I think because you've named everyone in the cast, yes, it's one of them.
Yeah, if you named everybody in the cast, and yes, it's one of them. They'll be here live rocking with us. You know what I mean? Chilling here. We'll have them up here, and it's going to be a very fun interview. Only way it doesn't go down is some unexpected hacker. Obviously, they're shooting the show. They're doing everything, so we don't know. We don't exactly. It could be one of the monsters. I said it's a main cast.
Dude, it better not be Howdy fucking Doody, or I'm quitting. I'm quitting Teflon TV.
Fuck Howdy Doody.
Dude, if it's Howdy Doody, I'm quitting fucking Teflon TV. I know I'm not nothing special here, but I'm done.
Yeah, we're not fucking with Howdy.
We're not talking about Howdy fucking Doody.
Yeah, I'm about to kill.
No, blessed life. We're not talking to that redhead creepy guy. I quit. I'll quit before we'll talk to that dude.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck that
dude. We ain't fucking with you, man.
Thank you, Tony. I got scared there for a second. Shit.
And everything else. All right, man. Let's get up out of here and everything else. Appreciate everybody for coming out here. We'll see you next week for the live from interview. Will be a thank you for everybody showing support. Again, pregame show Sunday 6:30. The Don Tony Teflon Bridge 4. Phil the Issues Guy, the usual suspects. We'll be joined by the one, the only Quinn from Ideas of Ice and Fire. I'll be rocking with it. If you like the way I do it, please thumbs up this Brothers Across the Realm, and as always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.